So if we were to boil this video down into a single sentence, it is the lack of homes for sale in San Diego has gone from a challenge to a crisis. Now let me break this down for you. If you don't know me, my name is Dan Parker with the Best Life Home Team, your San Diego real estate resource. I make videos on real estate, life, and local news here in San Diego County. And if you've watched my channel before, you know that the number of homes for sale, the lack of inventory, as they say, is a challenge for buyers and has been for the last couple of years. But here's the thing. It's much worse than you think. And starting off, I just want to break down the articles, the two main type of articles that I'm seeing in the headlines over and over and over again. First, talking about there being a housing shortage, an inventory shortage. Now, we've been seeing these articles for the last 10 years because the amount of homes being built is down significantly. But in the last couple of weeks, we're seeing it more and more. Actually, headline articles talking about the shortage of homes, the few homes that are for sale. And the second headline that we're seeing is a little bit more on the deceptive side, talking about how sales are down. Now, of course, sales are down. It has to do with a lack of supply, not a lack of demand. There are plenty of people out there looking to buy a house. In fact, the last two offers that I've wrote have been outbid from other buyers. There have been a tremendous amount of showings, a lot of homes that are being bid on, and it's a really challenging market for buyers to get offers accepted right now. So when you see these headlines coming up about there aren't a lot of homes being sold right now, that means that there are fewer homes being sold, period. That's the reason. And let me show you exactly what I'm talking about by showing you some of the statistics of the homes for sale in San Diego County. So this year, so the most recent data on here is going to be April for 2023, almost 2,500 homes for sale. Data is usually 30 days delayed. That's just how it works in not in San Diego County as a whole. This is the data we're working with. So April, 2,500 homes for sale. 2022, 3,700 homes for sale. 2021, 4,500 homes for sale. You can see how it's steadily increasing over the previous couple of years. The average between 2014 to 2017 was 11,000 homes for sale, going up from 12,000 down to around 10,000 homes for sale. And here's the thing. Back in those days, in 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, we were saying how there was a lack of inventory when there were 12,000 homes for sale. Now we're looking at 2,000 homes for sale, and we're seeing it declining when it's supposed to be peaking out at this time of year. These are issues. These are beyond issues. We're in crisis mode. And if you look at individual markets, some of them are getting hit harder than San Diego County. I mean, some of these really highly competitive markets, like the city of Carlsbad, for example. Right now, there are only 109 homes for sale. That's including single family homes and attached properties like condos and townhomes, when the average for this time of year should be closer to 700 homes. So you can see a major, major difference. These high demand markets, they seem like they're getting hit the hardest right now. And there are two main reasons for this lack of inventory. One is simple, like nobody wants to sell right now. I get told weekly from homeowners, people that own homes in other states that want to move to San Diego, or homeowners here in San Diego County, they're saying, Dan, I'm sitting on a home with a mortgage of 2.5%. I'm never going to sell this house. I will die owning this house. I'm going to rent out. I'm going to do whatever I can to keep this house because we're never going to see rates that low ever again. And we're seeing this over and over and over again. A lot of people are sitting on their mortgages, deciding not to sell or buying another property while owning their other home and renting it out because of that low rate. And if you look at these people that could be potential sellers that aren't selling because of this phenomenal rate they're sitting on, some of them it's because they also can't afford to buy another house at 6 or 7%. Sure, they can cash out some equity, but then they have to purchase something at these high rates and increase property taxes based on what they're currently sitting at. Another thing I'm hearing over and over again is people are just deciding to stay put. Maybe they're going to add on to their house, or they're going to make it work because buying that next property is going to be too costly. It's going to be too challenging. And the second reason for the lack of inventory, and this is an issue that has been building up over and over and over again, we've been talking about for 10 years, is there's a lack of building. There's a lack of new construction. Builders stopped building since the market crash. 2008 was the greatest oversupply of homes ever. And today we have the greatest undersupply of homes ever in history here in San Diego and across the US. So why are there few homes being built? Part of it has to do with building permits and getting delayed. I had an individual that I'm helping locate land to build a home. And when we're looking at raw land, converting that into a house, building a house on top of it, we're looking at a 2 to 3 year timeline if all goes well. If they start the process immediately, they're looking at around 18 to 24 months just to get permits to build on that plot of land. The same individual is getting ready to sell their lot of land out in Austin, Texas, where it took them a grand total of 2 weeks to get permits to build on that land. 1 week for permits from the city and another week to get the approval from the HOA. 2 weeks, what would take 2 years here in San Diego County. Now, just imagine what it would take to get all the permits and everything that you need to build a 500 or 5,000 unit master plan community. It's gonna take well over 3 years. It's probably gonna take closer to 8 to 10. Some of the developments that we're seeing now today have been in the works for decades. On top of that, on top of the delays, it's getting increasingly expensive and risky to develop as well, which is why we're seeing most of the places that are being built, they're being stamped as luxury living, luxury condos, luxury homes, because those are the price points that developers can justify by adding on or taking on all of this risk and these crazy timelines. But we are hundreds of thousands of homes behind here in San Diego County. So although increasing densities with ADUs or accessory dwelling units or granny flats, whatever you want to call them, one little unit at a time is a good thing, it's really only just a drop in the bucket, is the truth. And just a glimpse of the effectiveness of promoting these ADUs, out of the 30,000 applications for an ADU in California last year, only 2,700 or 9% of them came from San Diego County. Again, it's a good thing. It is more housing. It's just not enough. It's not even anywhere near enough. All right, Dan, so there aren't very many homes available. What does that mean for me? Or what does that mean for buyers out there? With rates up around 7% once again, it must be holding back some buyers, right? The answer is yes and no. For sure, it is holding back some potential buyers out there. I have some clients that are waiting for rates to come down, but the active buyers that are out there are competing against a lot of active buyers. That's what's going on. And just as a recent example, I showed a home last weekend. I followed up with the agent today, and they informed me, Dan, we had 125 groups of people show up to view this home Friday through Sunday. Over the course of 3 days, 125 groups of people. Those are 125 interested parties in this property. That is an insane number of buyers over only 3 days. The very last offer I submitted was $100,000 over asking with waived appraisal contingency, and we weren't even included in a counteroffer. That's right, someone had beaten us out by so much that we weren't even seriously considered. And I should also say, not all homes are like this. I don't want you to be terrified into thinking it's impossible to get a home right now, because it's not impossible. The most recent home that I closed, we actually got it $80,000 under list price. So there are still even good opportunities or good situations to be had. You just have to approach it the right way. Maybe specifically seek out the homes that have been on the market for a couple of weeks. Buyers are starting to get somewhat picky, but the best homes are getting a tremendous amount of demand that very first weekend. So if there's a home that you like and you see it on Thursday, don't wait until Monday to go visit the home, because it might be gone. If you are a potential buyer or seller out there, this is why all of this is important. We're now into the peak buying and selling months, the hottest season of real estate throughout the year. Understanding the current trends, the homes that are on the market, and how they are positioned is extremely, extremely important. And if you are just crazy enough to want to buy or sell in this market, myself, Best Life Home Team, we would love to help you out. Below, you can get access to our free Zoom discovery session. It's a free 30-minute Zoom call with yours truly to help you navigate this crazy market. And stay tuned, because I can have a lot more information for all of you as far as what's going on moving forward. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you on the next one.